You don't attract broken people because you're weak. You attract them because your energy feels safe, familiar, and non-threatening to those who have never known real care. People who are wounded gravitate toward those who offer what they've lacked their whole lives: stability, empathy, and emotional warmth. And the truth is, they don't come to you because they want to hurt you. They come because they sense you won't hurt them. Your presence feels like a place where they can rest. But there is a darker reason underneath that. Broken people recognize kindness the way drowning people recognize air. They reach for it, cling to it, and sometimes suffocate it without meaning to. The truth no one tells you is this: people who are emotionally damaged are hypersensitive to comfort. They instantly detect who will listen without judgment, who will forgive without demanding change, and who will give without asking for anything back. And you, without realizing it, have been carrying this energy your whole life. The energy of someone who understands pain. The energy of someone who knows what it feels like to be overlooked. The energy of someone who heals others even while hurting quietly inside. This is why you pull broken people in. They see themselves in you, but they also see what they wish they had. The danger begins when their emptiness becomes your responsibility, when they project their unresolved wounds onto you, when they expect you to fix what you never broke. They start leaning on you for emotional validation, reassurance, and stability, and little by little, you begin shrinking your needs to make space for theirs. You don't notice it at first. You tell yourself you're helping. You convince yourself they just need support. But slowly, their chaos becomes your duty, and your peace becomes optional. You start walking on emotional eggshells, afraid that your boundaries will trigger their fears of abandonment. So you give more, you sacrifice more, you love harder. And still, they remain broken. That's because wounded people do not heal through other people. They heal through themselves. Yet they cling to those who feel safe, hoping to be saved, while unconsciously draining the very person trying to help them. And here is the deeper psychological truth. You attract broken people because you were conditioned to earn love by fixing others. Maybe you grew up being the emotional support. Maybe you learned that your value comes from being needed. Maybe you became familiar with pain and now mistake intensity for connection. The mind repeats what it recognizes. And if what it recognizes is dysfunction, then dysfunction becomes attractive. The real reason broken people come into your life is because your empathy is magnetizing. But empathy without boundaries becomes self-destruction. Kindness without limits becomes exhaustion. And healing others while ignoring yourself becomes a slow emotional collapse. The pattern continues until you realize that attracting broken people is not the real issue making them your responsibility is. The moment you stop trying to rescue people, everything changes. You begin to see who actually wants to grow and who only wants to be comforted. You begin to notice who meets you halfway and who lets you carry all the weight. You begin to understand that love is not about saving someone, it is about choosing someone who wants to save themselves. When you shift from fixing to choosing, you stop attracting broken people who drain you and start attracting people who match your emotional maturity. People who value your peace. People who don't confuse your kindness with weakness. People who show up with the same depth you offer. And here is the final truth. You will keep attracting broken people until you heal the part of yourself that believes you are responsible for them. The moment you realize your worth, the pattern ends. Not because broken people disappear, but because you finally understand that their healing is not your job. Your job is to protect your peace, honor your boundaries, and choose connections that don't require you to sacrifice yourself. You don't attract broken people because you are weak. You attract them because you are strong. But even strength needs protection. Even kindness needs limits. And even healers deserve someone who brings them peace instead of pain.